Hey everyone, this is going to be my last reboot video for a little while for obvious reasons, but I want to just kind of talk about one final point going into this game's release, and this is not something that will be there on release, but it's something I'm really interested to see how it plays out, and that will be the DLC for Saints Row. So as we know, there's 3 expansion packs that are coming if you buy the Season Pass, and that means there's 3 DLCs, kind of like every other Saints Row has done it. Now, at least for me, there has been 1 good DLC in Saints Row history, maybe 2. For me, When the Saints Save Christmas is good, and the Dex one would have been good if it was wrapped up right, but it wasn't. So realistically, the only one I like is When the Saints Save Christmas, and I love that DLC. I find it more fun than the actual game. It's very good. So, I want to talk about a couple things that I want to see going into Saints Row's DLC. So, first of all, I don't want DLC set in the same map. I love Santo Ileso, it looks beautiful, but by the time the DLC finally comes out, I'll be, expecting maybe a new area, maybe a new district at the very least. Think about, again, When the Saints Save Christmas versus the other DLC for Saints Row 4, I forgot the name of it, sorry. That DLC was really boring because it's just the same map doing tasks. Whereas, When the Saints Save Christmas, you go to a new snowier area, and I thought that was really cool. On top of that, seasonal DLC is something I'm super into. So everyone knows about the whole AJ wants snow in the reboot thing because I love snow, and I think it makes games look really good and different when you're in the mood to play something different. So now, obviously, with where Saints Row is set, snow is probably not the easiest thing to do, but you could either take it to a new district and have a snowier area for Christmas, or perhaps even do different sort of holiday areas. I mean, what about Halloween? You can make Saints Row pretty scary and spooky now. That would be a cool and very unique DLC. And I know for a fact I would play like a Halloween-based DLC for sure. It sounds amazing. On top of that, I really want the DLC to not really... I mean, part of me wants it to add to the story and part of me doesn't. I would rather it stay away from the main story. Keep that to official sequels. That way, anyone who doesn't buy the DLC... Because I'm all for people not buying the DLC if they don't want it. They don't miss out on anything and don't have to watch like a playthrough or something or are forced to buy it. But at the same time, a story expansion sounds right up my street because I am going to buy the DLC, so more story would be better. But honestly, I'm all for just keeping the story set to the base game and leaving the DLC to have its own little wacky one-off side missions, you know what I mean? Think of it again like the Saints Save Christmas. Yes, there's like kind of a story there with our characters, but it's not canon. And I want that to happen with this. I want it to be like either side stories or stuff that doesn't really contribute to the main game. Don't leave us with another Dex cliffhanger, is kind of what I'm getting at there. But on top of that, I want the gameplay to be really unique and different. Again, one thing I loved about the Saints Save Christmas is, the areas were really cool. You go around doing things like when you lick the pole, and stuff like that. Weird things like that weren't in the base game, and as silly as they were, it kept the game at least semi-fresh, delivering presents to all the houses and stuff was also kind of fun. It's things like that to me that will keep the DLC from feeling like a simple, cheap add-on pack, and instead feeling like its own really cool thing that you get your money's worth for. On top of that, I'd like maybe new weapons to be added. I'm sure they'd do this, but new weapons, possible new characters in the DLC, and again, new districts are things that I feel are almost necessary for a DLC pack to thrive. And I mean, it doesn't have to be the most like high quality DLC. It's okay to have DLC to just have DLC, you know what I mean? It's okay to just add a few missions to the game, but if they really want to excel with DLC, at least for me, new locations, new characters, new weapons, new missions, and maybe its own separate little story seems pretty serious to me. And then the final thing I want to touch on is length. This was a big issue I have with nearly all DLCs previously. You spend like $15 on a DLC pack just for it to be an hour of gameplay. Now, I understand DLC is DLC and it's, not supposed to be a full game and that's why it's short. But at the same time, could we get a bit longer DLC? We're not on the old hardware anymore where, DLCs are perhaps limited by the power of the consoles. They should be pretty fine to just really make the DLC a bit longer, and I'm not asking for like 10 hours per pack, but a couple hours would at least be appreciated. I could beat all the DLC in nearly every Saints Row game in a day. I can guarantee I could do that. I could beat like 2s, all of 3s, all of 4s in one day if I sat down and played through them all, and I think that's kind of silly. So it'd be nice to have slightly longer DLC to get people on board. But yeah, I think that really for DLC to thrive, it just needs to be longer, have unique areas, unique characters, unique weapons, and unique gameplay. And you know, I'm not talking super different, high quality, high budget stuff, but just basic things really. But anyway, that's about going to do it for this video. I hope you did enjoy. If you have anything you want to be in the DLC, let me know down below. I'm always into just reading comments and kind of sorting through what people actually want. But yeah, I'm going to go and prepare for the big day. I hope you did enjoy this video. Like, comment, subscribe, obviously. With Saints Row coming out, I'm going to be covering the game intensely, as you'd imagine, for the foreseeable future. I'm going to spend countless time on this game, so if you did enjoy, you know, subscribing, liking would always be appreciated. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next one, guys. Peace.